Hello everyone, happy Tuesday and welcome back to another day trading recap. Today I'm a little bit restless because we didn't get really any good opportunities. I mean, there was a few, cherry picking opportunities here and there today, but we didn't get some nice action today and it was a little bit annoying. I did size up a little bit more today than usual, which I don't really regret, but at the same time, it wasn't really the best day to size up. I was a little bit green, a little bit red, a little bit green, and then I ended the day red, unfortunately, but not so much, so it doesn't really matter. I was just constantly waiting for that opportunity that never really showed up. And it was really funny because Glenn in the Discord today at, what was it, 1:05 p.m. local time, so that was at 7:05 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. He says, smells like large cap market will be active today and small cap will be quiet. And that prediction came super, super true. The large caps were on fire today. My large cap swing trade portfolio, ooh, it is looking hot today. Unfortunately, the day trading was just like doom, just constantly waiting for something to happen that never really happened. And I stuck to my rules really well. There was just one trade I messed up on, and I think that really put the nail in the coffin for being a red day today. So I think that's going to be a good one to review with you guys, and I think you guys will understand where I made the mistake. So let's switch over to the trading screen, make sure the camera is on me, and let's dive into it. So these are the tickers I traded today, and right away, you guys probably can identify where I went wrong. 5 different tickers I traded today. That's a lot. Never really a good sign when I'm trading that many tickers. And IMPP was I had like a $300 red trade on this one, and I made some of it back. But I think the real big loser I had was SBFM. This was a really unnecessary loss that I had, and it was also like a $300 loss that I erased some of my profits on that ticker. So I think my mistake today, I think, was over trading pre-market. I was like very level-headed. I did some good trading, not a lot of opportunities, but overall I did good trading. And then market open, gave back profit, and then there was never really an opportunity to make back that much money. I think that's like a good recap of what happened today. Let's actually start with our biggest profit first, because I think that was more the interesting ticker. So let's go to DRCT. We're actually on it right now. And then let's go to the daily and see how this ticker is behaving. And pay attention to this daily because we've seen 2 tickers that look like this today. So media advertising company, 2.8 million shares outstanding and a $6 million market cap. Perfect. It's exactly the stats I'm usually looking for. It's between, $2 and $7 when I was trading it. So that's, what I like to be seeing. Now, big resistance at 2.5. So that was always kind of what I was looking at. Let's zoom in on the 5-minute. And you can see this 2.5 zone is really when I was focused on this ticker. So originally, this thing popped up pre-market around 40%, pulled back, and then ran a total of like 170, almost 180%. Really nice. The problem is, and this pretty much happened to every pre-market gapper. It was so sad. They all sold off, 40, 50% from their pre-market highs. Usually, and I have a whole video that talks about what I'm looking for pre-market. When I see a ticker that sells off this much, it's a red flag, and I'm like, probably not going to be the best action. Also, a big thing that was lacking today was overall volume for the tickers that we were trading. Usually, I want to be trading these tickers that have, over 300,000 shares being traded per minute, and that's really where these tickers were lacking. Pre-market, and yeah, that's what I was referring to pre-market. Not at the market open. They should be doing like 1 million shares a minute. So yeah, the volume today in general was just really, really lacking. Let me zoom out on this one a bit and then make sure everything looks good. Okay, yeah, daily, 5-minute, 1 minute. Let's go and talk about how I traded this one. So I was debating for a little bit right in this area. Should I maybe, do a little bit of range trading here? But I was like, nah, there's not a lot of volume. I'm not going to touch it. Eventually it does crawl up here, breaks the VWAP, and then I'm like, okay, let's go. This is looking good. Now, I actually did not end up trading these first pullbacks here, which I'm not sure if I totally regret or not, but it would have worked out this time. The obvious problem was it was trading below the 1 minute on, it was trading below the 9 EMA on the 1 minute chart. That's what I was trying to say here. Now, yesterday, we saw the same thing happen with really good recoveries. Usually the recoveries aren't so hot, and that's why I was a little bit hesitant to trade here, because it's not my favorite kind of setup. Anyway, this move was like a 10% move. I actually ended up taking some good profits on this one. This pullback didn't work so well, and then we are crawling back above it. 5-minute chart and the 1-minute chart is above the 9 EMA. This looks good. That's why I was trading this one pullback here and trading into this breakout here at 2.7. The problem was volume was pretty low, and overall, we're stuck kind of in this range here. It's not like a perfect front side move, so you could almost call this more of a range trade, but really what I was trading here was anything above the 9 EMA on the 1 minute. So I was trading the front side, but maybe I should have took a step back and realized, this is actually more of a range trade, and kind of walked away from there, or traded it accordingly. Yeah, here, big red to green move that failed. So I didn't touch anything on DRCT at the open. So the open was nasty across the board. You could really, really feel it. Let's go to, it's going to be a little bit out of the order if I do it like this, but I just want to talk about SBFM first, because this is really the second ticker I was zoned in on. SBF, was it FM? Sometimes I get these wrong. Yeah, there we go. Let's go to the daily as well, get that bird's eye view. And this one kind of similar daily chart pattern to DRCT. Recent IPO that just kind of sold off. Found a big floor around 1.5 and then popped up today. Pretty nice move. Right now it's in a doji candle. I was expecting a move into the 6.5, 6.6 area and then maybe even a break of that, but we never got it. Anyway, it's a biotech here with 4.5 million shares outstanding and an 18 million market cap, trading between $2 and $7. So again, boom, perfect company that I'm usually looking for. But the volume today was really in the large caps. We just weren't getting good resolution on a lot of these tickers, and they weren't holding their highs. And that's what made today a little bit stressful. Also, the catalyst here is the fact that there's no catalyst, not seeing any company-specific news to justify the price action. Usually not the best catalyst to be seeing. By any means. On the 5-minute, we did break that key 6.5 zone, but we didn't hold it. So, this front side move during extended hours, beautiful 500% move, and then it just gives so much of that back, over 50%. And like I said on the other ticker, I'm not crazy about trading stocks that give back so many pre-market highs. I really want to see a ticker that, has that first leg and then starts holding above VWAP, sets up, a flat top or something, and then really, really has that secondary move, that secondary breakout. We weren't seeing any of that today, and that's really what I mean by there was a lack of good opportunity today, and that was kind of unfortunate. Let's go to the 1 minute and zoom in on this one a little bit more. Pre-market, I did no trading on this one, and then at the market open, I actually did do some trading on this one, and my first few trades worked okay. I just used really small size. I did a little bit of that 1 minute pullback here, with a 5-minute breakout, 1 minute pullback. This was a 9% move right here, pretty good, just small size, and I really was a bit scalpy on it. And then this is where I made my mistake right here. We're below VWAP. It's not a very bullish setup overall. Small caps aren't getting a lot of love, and I take a kind of risky trade right here. I'm basically buying on this this 9 EMA pullback on the 1 minute. And I got caught in this flush, and this was a big flush. It was like a 16% flush in total. Now, I traded very small size, and I got out very quickly, so I reduced the losses. But I think just like that, I took like a $250, $300 loss on a very small size. So this was a significant percentage loser right here, and it just wasn't a good setup. I'm a little bit disappointed in myself because I'm not even really sure why I went for this one. I think this was like a total boredom trade because in all reality, it was not a great setup. This is a backwards trending stock. I put a nice little range here so you guys can see how it's like in a descending range right here. And I'm trading quite an aggressive move where I'm pretty much buying somewhere in this area looking for that last little bit of continuation. So it's a risky move for sure. And I think the one thing I did right on that move was just simply not sizing up. I think that's the best I could have done. I was literally watching the market till like 10:30 today, and then a little bit after that, I had a call. I had to get on a call. I probably would have traded this one if I didn't get on the call. It's always hard to say what you would have done if something didn't happen or did happen. But I was watching specifically SBFM till like 10:30. I got on my call. When I came back, I saw this move, and I was like, that's kind of what I was waiting for all day. Perfect break of VWAP with volume finally coming in, beautiful pullbacks. Who knows how I would have traded it? Maybe I would have lost money. You never know what would have actually happened. But this is a good example of what I was looking for today, in case you're not totally sure. I just want those clean frontside moves, ideally over VWAP, and ideally on the 1 minute and 5 minute chart over the 9 EMA, which is this blue line, respectively on the 1 minute and 5 minute chart. So yeah, those were our two lead gappers. In pre-market, I was up like, I don't know, $250 or so. Very small, even relative to the size, because I was sizing up today. I think my average trade today was like $5,000, maybe $6,000. So I'm not really down that much, but it just wasn't a lot of opportunity. It was just a little bit slow, and I probably should have called it pre-market once the market open was really, really bad. So I should have called it after the market opened, once I realized it was really bad. But I was a little hopeful today, and I had probably, I don't know, a little bored or something like that. BMBL, let's go through this list and just wrap it up there. BMBL. These are going to be relatively quick because there's just not so much to say. This is Bumble Inc., actually a classic large cap that was moving, so I actually pivoted a little bit to trading large caps. I did quite all right trading Bumble, and you look at all these shares outstanding, this market cap over $3 billion, so it's a very large company. I traded it like a small cap though, trading those front side moves. Here's a nice pullback. I was looking for that break over 24. We didn't get it, but I took some profits quickly. I traded a little bit here. Unfortunately, on this fake out, I actually lost money. And this was kind of an annoying one because I called this one out in the Discord, and I think I was a little bit too slow to pivot from typing in the Discord. And I never want to blame anything on the Discord because it's always going to be my fault if I'm not focused on the stocks, because stocks are always number one, right? I need to be focused on the charts primarily. I let down my guard for a second, thinking maybe I'll have a little bit more time, and all of a sudden the breakout happened. I chased a little bit, bought higher, and it flushed back down, and I wasn't sure if it was going to continue that flush. We see it all the time. I mean, here's a good example where this one tried to break higher, didn't work, boom, down 4%. So I was quick to cut my losses. It did recover, and I did trade a few more times here, but yeah, I don't know. I ended pretty much what feels like in the red with BMBL, even though I'm in the green. Now, I do really quickly just want to show you guys the daily chart on this ticker. This could be a phenomenal addition to our swing trade portfolio. It's down significantly from its all-time highs. Had a great bounce off of 15 roughly, and it's up like 62% or so. I don't think I'm going to be buying it today, but I was never really watching BMBL, but I think I'm going to start watching it again. I like what I'm seeing here. So what I'm going to do just to watch it, I'm going to put good till cancel. I'm just going to put one share, and I'll tell you why I'm going to do this. If you look here, all account positions, I do this quite often. And then I'm just going to put a limit order at 1653. Let's just, this is far down. A faster way to scroll is just zoom out. Here we go, 1653. Well, let's just do 55. So basically I have a limit order now here, and you can see BMBL just popped up on my all account positions because it shows any active orders as well. That way I'll just keep an eye on it. Alerts, somehow they go into the Neverland for me, and they don't usually, and TOS usually doesn't fire them in time either. So I like having this available much better, more. So let's see, BMBL we talked about, ASTS, let's go to this one quickly, ASTS, what do we got kicking on this ticker? Kind of not a small cap, not really large cap. This does have some sort of collaboration here with SpaceX, so that's why it's moving today, which is a great catalyst. That's a really nice catalyst. Hit big resistance at $10, and it's been struggling ever since. Right now it's in a doji candle, so it's really undecided where this ticker is going to go. 52 million shares outstanding, so it's a little bit high on that end as well. Let's zoom in on the 5 minute and see how this ticker is behaving. Had a decent front side. It was a hard to trade front side though. You can see I'm red on this ticker. So let's zoom in on how I actually ended up trading this ticker. This was a frustrating one for sure. I got this pullback, and this is like my best trade on the day, I think, on this one, but I sold a little bit too soon. That was my mistake. And then I got this little move here, and this is where I started fumbling around. This was annoying because the 5 minute, again, was like kind of setting up nicely, but we were below the 9 EMA on the 1 minute, and it was just like, I actually did end up going for this move because, like I said, yesterday we had some really good reversals. Basically, we are in a downtrend on the 1 minute, but on the 5 minute, we're still in a nice front side move. So I was looking for that reversal on the 1 minute, and I caught it. So that's why I did this trade. a little bit too small size. I should have sized up a little bit more. And then I missed this move higher here because I was trading another ticker. I remember I was really kind of upset about this because I was like, I should be focusing on ASTS, but I was trading a different ticker, and that was annoying. So, man, I just always on the wrong side today. I don't know, a bit of, like, there wasn't a lot of opportunity, and then like somehow when there was a good setup, I wasn't attentive. A little stressful in that regard today. At least it's not a big red day, and it's totally fine to have a kind of a scratch every now and then. Well, it's been a slow year, so more than every now and then, but totally fine to have red days. That's really what I wanted to say. Okay, so popped up here, took a little bit of a trade, and I don't know, at this point it felt like the 5 minutes was extended, and this ticker likes to flush, so I wasn't crazy about trading in this area anymore, and now it's on an official backside on the 5 minute and the 1 minute, so it's not interesting to me anymore. But who knows, if this ticker keeps holding its highs overall, it could be maybe a good multi-day run, because what I like about ASTS is the fact that it has a really nice catalyst with that collaboration with SpaceX. So I think this could be a good one to keep an eye on. And the last ticker worth talking about, IMPP. Unfortunate because it's my biggest loser, and this is a hot ticker that we've been trading quite a lot lately. Oil and gas company, 14 million shares outstanding and 75 million market cap. No micro news, no news specific to the company, but really good overall macro news. And good macro news is sounds like a really bad thing to say. Basically, it has a big macro catalyst because of Russia invading Ukraine. Something we've talked about a dozen times, so that's why I feel like I don't even really need to talk about it. Anywho, we saw a little bit of momentum today on this ticker. It was forming a bit of an ascending wedge. I went for that. And some trades worked out pretty well on this ticker, but I made one silly mistake. I was basically looking for this continuation, which ended up happening. So I had the right idea, even when 10%. I just had the wrong timing, and like by so little, because I bought here looking for that reversal, looking for that pop continuation. First it flushes down, closes me out, then it has that reversal. And I'm looking at a different ticker at this point. I missed this beautiful pullback. This pullback was perfect. It was perfect on the 5 minute. Actually, what time was that? That was at like 10:20. That was right here. Perfect. It pulled back, in the middle of this breakout candle. So we have a nice 5 minute breakout, perfect 1 minute pullback, and then boom, 5% breakout. That would have been the trade of the day, just like that. And I was not around to trade it. So it's fine if you have a red trade or something like that, but it's extremely stressful when it does the setup you're looking for and you're no longer trading that ticker, and that's really what happened with IMPP. So I think a good summary today was like, you had to be so picky, you had to be really patient, and honestly, on days like that, sometimes the best thing to do is just walk away the second you're green, because more likely than not, there's a higher chance that you're going to get a little bored. You're going to think you see something. It's like being in the desert and seeing a mirage. Your brain is playing tricks on you. And that's exactly what these kind of slow days do to you, where your brain is playing tricks on you. These tickers are just showing setups that don't exist because you're so bored. And so you're like, maybe I'll just trade that. And then you start giving back profits. You start taking unnecessary losses. And I think that's a really good synopsis of what happened today. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. I hope you got some value out of this, and don't forget to drop a like on the way out if you did. If you're totally new, consider subscribing. We'd love to have you part of the community. And like always, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao.